Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to 60 Minutes with RE/MAX. My name is Thorvaldson. I'm a director with RE/MAX Western Canada, and we're going to talk about a variety of things this morning, but really with the first session of which I am going to be partaking in is launching your career, and I'll be followed by Jeff Racz, who's going to be talking about different technology systems that you need to know about as you launch your career with RE/MAX. So let's get started. The information that you'll hear today is all available on this Dropbox link. So make sure you write that down. And if you want to download some of this information later and take a look at it, it'll be there for you. We want to thank our sponsor for today's event, TD Canada Trust. They've been corporate partners with us for 30 some odd years. They do a terrific job, and we want to thank them for sponsoring the 60 Minutes events that we're holding. So let's talk about launching your career. I'm going to start off by giving you some sort of numbers to base what I'm going to be talking to you about, and then get into a little more about different systems that agents use when they start launching their career with RE/MAX. So we're going to start at the high level and talk about real estate by the numbers. So in Canada, there's about 8.5 million private homes. That's the market area. So 8.5 million private households. And of those, 7% sell every year. So Korea, for instance, would sell about 520,000 homes that would go through the MLS system. Then you have private sales, you have developers, you have home builders. So that takes you up about 600,000. And if you do the math, you're going to get 7% of homes sell every year in Canada. So what does that tell you? It tells you that if you had 100 homes and you had a database of 100 homes, 7% of them sell. That means there's 14 transactions. So what does that mean? That means that if the average sale price in Canada is 500,000, and let's just pick a number as far as the commission, we have 2.5%. So the $500,000 average sale price is somewhat distorted by the Vancouver and Toronto markets. So let's say in your market, your average sale price is around 286,000. At 2.5%, and you did 14 transactions based on a 100-person database, that generates $100,000 in income to you. If your average sale price is a little higher, 350,000, 125,000 a year. 425,000, that'll generate about $150,000 in income to you. It's really important that you just understand some of the numbers when it comes to your real estate career that you can take off from. So if you had a database of 250 loyal clients, that can turn into 37 transactions and so on. So it allows you to understand that the scaling of your database becomes critical. So for every person in your database, that person equals $1,000 to $1,500 in GCI or gross commission income. So what does that tell us? It tells us that A, we need a database. That's critical. And we also need to learn how to use it to the maximum effectiveness. And that's what we're going to chat about. So who should you be in your database? Well, it's the old adage in real estate, if they know you and like you, they'll do business with you. Every person that you know should be in your database. Every person that your partner knows should be in your database. Everybody on your team and who they know should be in your database. And that includes past clients, friends, family, past coworkers, club members. So if you have a bridge club, if you're on a soccer team, if you're on a baseball team, if you're on a curling team, if all those people, book clubs and whatnot, those different organizations that you're part of should be in your database. Neighbors should be in your database. Leads that you're generating from doing open houses and that kind of thing, they need to be in your database. RE/MAX agents that you meet in different conferences and whatnot that send referrals. We're part of a network of over 130,000 agents, and you need to know in different markets, different RE/MAX agents and develop them as part of your database. So everyone, your sphere of influence, as you see in the diagram in front of you, they need to be in your database, and they need to know that you're an agent. So if I was to call someone in your database, do they know you're an agent? And better still, do they know you're their agent? So that's the first step. The next thing is what should go into your database? Well, all the information that you can put in there, the better. So you're going to have all of their contact information. You want information under the Ford system. Ford is a well-known system for contacting and discussing information with your clients. So that's your family, your occupation, your recreation, and your dreams. Those are the kind of information you want to include in your database. But you want to segregate your database. So you want to tag these people so that you can market to them. So you're going to send different marketing to a millennial or a move-up buyer than you would send to a baby boomer or a first-time buyer or an investor or someone who owns recreational property. So all that information. Also, you want to be an agent for all those people, plus, every time, your kid's school, your dentist, your hair salon, your coffee shop, your dry cleaner, all those people are potential people that should be part of your database, and you want to tag them appropriately. So what is a CRM? A CRM is a customer relationship management system. So it's basically taking your database to a completely new level. So that includes past customers and your sphere that we just chatted about, includes deal management. So every time you do a transaction, whether you're working with a seller or a buyer, you have a number of functions that you're going to be doing. So you're going to have a marketing plan with them. You're going, you have to have the home measured. All those different activities that are associated with buyers and sellers should be part of the database, part of your CRM, so that when you get up in the morning, there's a calendar of activities for it. It includes marketing campaigns, because like we mentioned, you're going to be marketing to different aspects of those buyers and sellers, and you're going to be depending on what class they're in. So you're going to have marketing campaigns and lead management. So people that you meet in the course of doing business that are interested in real estate, you're going to be wanting to load them into your CRM. And that's why about 2.5 years ago, RE/MAX purchased Booge, because Booge develops part of their technology is the CRM, and it is designed and built and exclusive to RE/MAX sales associates. So it's a vehicle that is available to you as a RE/MAX agent now. You can start loading your information, develop your database now, and that's available to you. It's in the beta test stage now, and we want to make sure that you're taking advantage of it. So let's just talk about that a little further. In your database, you're going to have the ability to market to those groups of people that you have tagged. So one individual customer may have multiple tags associated with them. And the idea is that you want to target your market, the marketing, to their needs. And this is a critical distinction, because too often, I see you get information from agents and it's all about, I offer great service. Well, the grass is green. I mean, it's irrelevant. It only works if you have people out there, agents out there saying they don't give good service. What you want to do is be the professional to these people and hone in on what their needs are. So bring solutions to their problems. So let's take an example. Let's say you have a move-up buyer. What's a move-up buyer interested in? Well, they may be interested in, should I sell my home first or buy a home first? So there's a simple answer. You may say, well, you should always sell your home first, because that way you don't have the stress of having to sell your home. You also know how much money you're going to have from the sale of your home to put into your next home. Simple solution. The thing is that your clients are out there and they're buying, they're on the internet and they see a home and they find their dream home. And so now what should they do? Well, the problem with dream homes is that if it's your client's dream home, it's probably 100 other people's dream home as well. So now you have to give them information on, well, this is how I work with you on that. This is how bridge financing works. This is how we can buy that home contingent on the sale of your home. So you're able to send out a progression of newsletters where you're seen as a professional advisor. So think about marketing to the different groups. That's why you're tagging all those groups and coming across as a professional. And so one of the things I get every once in a while from RE/MAX agents is is a market report. So every month, maybe your board gives a market report, and a lot of agents send those out, which is great. But what I would advise you to do is to make it personal and watch how it, put your take on it. In other words, you send out the market report, and on the top, you say something along the lines of, I had an open house this weekend. There was a lot of open out-of-town buyers. The market's really picking up. Just thought you should know. Signed, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man XX realtor Derek Thorvaldson. Oh, by the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals. And a lot of agents like to market that they are successful, that they are doing well, and they've won awards. Now, technically, really, it's not critical to your clients, but your clients want to know that you're successful. So again, you just put a little report in front of this information that you're sending out, something along the lines of, I just attended the R4 convention in Vegas, where I was proud to receive the 100% or Platinum Club Award from RE/MAX. I want to thank all my clients. I couldn't have done it without you, and my family really appreciates all of the different information and referrals that you provide to me to allow my career to be successful. Signed, your friendly neighborhood realtor, Derek Thorvaldson. And oh, by the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals. I'll give you an example. In my office, when I was in Winnipeg, we would send out hundreds and hundreds of newsletters every month. So we had an agent, we'll call him Chris, because that was his name. Chris would send out flyers to his clientele. And one of the flyers that he sent out, he said something along the lines of, I went and saw the latest Clint Eastwood movie on the weekend. I don't really like Clint Eastwood, but I heard his character died before the end, so I thought I would take it in. Well, the feedback that Chris got from that simple couple of sentences, because all his friends and family and his network of customers, his sphere of influence, knew this was his personality that was coming through. You're trying to build relationships with people, and having your personality, anytime that you can, talk to them directly, increases their relationship with you and allows you to develop that, nurture that, and they'll start seeing you as your agent, and they'll start looking forward to your newsletter, because it's not going to be dry. It's going to have some interesting thing on what he's seeing, and it allows you to be coming across as a professional. So solve problems and direct your campaigns to the different people in your database based on the issues that they're going to be facing. So what is the CRM going to do? It eases your communication. It automates your business. So not only are you going to be doing marketing campaigns in it, it's also going to allow you to have all the information. Every time you're working with a buyer or seller, all the different activities are going to be in a database, so you know what you're going to be doing at all times, and you'll have a checklist and make sure you walk through it. But really another thing that's critical for it is it allows you to scale. So you start off with 100 people in your database, you build it up to 200, to 300, and so on and so on. And frankly, an agent with a database of 250 to 400 clients who are loyal to them can have a terrific career. So I really want to press that message. And also, it increases your customer satisfaction, your efficiency, and your bottom line. So what is First.io? As you know, RE/MAX purchased another technology company just this past December, and it's called First.io. So what do they do? Well, they use artificial intelligence, and they send out information through your networks to give you what it's doing is it narrows. It's a funnel. All those people in your database. It funnels the most important clients to you. So it's an app. It's on a phone, and it's going to constantly be updated, telling you, giving you reminders of who you should be contacting. You may have heard of the Pareto principle. Pareto was Vilfredo Pareto was an Italian economist. And he came up with this principle because he looked at all of Italy and he said, all of the landmass in Italy is owned by 20% of the population owns 80% of the land of all the properties in Italy. And that principle got passed through to charities. 80% of the donations come from 20% of the charities' clients, if you want to call them that, or people that make donations. And it also applies to business. So in your business, 80% of your business is going to come from 20% of your customers. And it's something to think about as you go forward. It's a principle that applies. And what First IO is doing is it causing you to focus on those people that are going to generate business. So we're excited to have them on the RE/MAX team, and we look forward to seeing that come forward to you as in the fall, in the months that follow. So a lot of people will say to you, well, Derek, I'm getting leads from the internet. And internet, there's nothing wrong with a lead, doesn't matter where it comes from. But here's a chart that was developed by a consultant in the States, and it just sort of gives you an idea of what the difference between developing a database and internet leads are. In that, out of every 100 leads you get from the internet, 1% on average is what you're going to get as far as transactions out of. For 100, one deal out of 100. So you have to buy those leads. Now, on average, according to this consultant, each lead you're paying $55 for. So for 100 leads, that's $5,500. Then you have to develop them. You have to call them and nurture them as clients. And that's going to take you 20 hours to walk through 100 different internet leads. If you're worth $100 an hour, that's another $2,000. So you get the idea. It's a lot of work for a small return, and certainly when you compare it to your database. Now you may say, well, how about a farm area? Well, a farm area is a little different. If you wanted to develop 20% of a farm market, and a lot of agents do this, you would need 500. If you have a farm area of 500 and you had a 20% market share, that would give you 100 clients. Again, RE/MAX has a system for you. You can do unaddressed ad mail for 10 cents a customer, and you can start marketing to that. There's a great book, Guerrilla Marketing, will show you how to nurture a farm business and develop it into something. But it just goes to show you, to get that 100 people that are going to work with you, you need 500 people in your farm area. So, and you're going to have to constantly be sending flyers out and whatnot. So it's costing you money. Easier to work your database. So your database, again, should be the start. You can always expand your marketing, but you should start with the people that know you and like you and trust. When you go into a presentation, anytime you're going into a presentation, well, you're going to get off on a sidetrack as to what should be in your presentation, but it's important. They're not going to work with you unless they like you. So, they want to be likable, that you're good at what you do, that you care about that person. And again, so how do you do that? Well, at the bottom of your screen, you see customer reviews. They're going to be part of the message to your customer that you care about your people. Because if you're getting testimonials and you can walk into a presentation and say, well, here's what my testimonials look like. Or when people go online, if they look at your listings and they see that your rating is 4.8, 4.9, 5, and there's a lot of ratings out there. Because it used to be that your customers would say, well, you'd go to someone and they say, well, call Uncle Bob and he's a good agent. And those referrals still happen and they're terrific. But a lot of people are going online now looking for agents, and they're looking for those reviews, just like you do when you go to a restaurant or before I watch a Netflix movie, I'm always looking at what's the review like. And so people are counting on more and more reviews, and RE/MAX through Rank My Agent has got your reviews online. We also have home valuations. And again, this is another new technology we've developed where home prices are on REMAX.ca. and customers are going to that, and we're starting to generate leads that we can pass on to our sales associates. So these are a couple of the new trends that you should be watching for and that you should factor into your business as you launch your career. There's another new thing that RE/MAX is doing that we're just launching at the present time, and that is coming soon listings. So imagine that if one of your clients was to call you up and say, well, I've got a neighbor looking to sell his or her home. And so you go out, you meet the neighbor, you do a presentation, and you decide, well, this home needs a little bit of painting, needs a little bit of refurbishment. I've got to get a professional photographer in here. I've got to come back and do the measurements. And I think that in about 10 days, we can get this property on the market. And then your customer says to you something along the lines of, oh yeah, but what should I do with all the people that are calling me? And you say, well, what do you mean calling you? Well, you know, I put it on my Facebook page that we're being transferred, and I've got a few of the neighbors who have friends looking in this neighborhood, and a couple of their those friends have agents that are calling me and asking me if they can see the home. What should I be doing? And you're thinking, well, I'm not going on the market for another 10 days. Hence the coming soon listing. You're able to take that listing now with the idea that it's going to go on MLS in 10 days. And now on remax.ca, you're able to search people. So buyers who are really interested, you know, in finding the new properties that are coming on the market are able to go to remax.ca and search for coming soon listings. It's a great new marketing tool that we're constantly working on now, but it's actually a feature on remax.ca, so you might want to take advantage of. So I just want to finish off today by talking a little bit about, you know, what we're doing to develop agents, because RE/MAX, we see ourselves as a learning organization. I mean, we're trying to provide tools and services to the top 20% of agents out there. And so we're constantly developing these tools, but it's important to us that we develop our sales associates. And so we came up with a Momentum program. It's an exclusive RE/MAX program for developing agents. What is agent development? It's all about consulting with agents, and then you're training them based on what the consulting has determined their needs are, and then holding them accountable and working with them on their businesses. So to give you an example of the Momentum program, it's a design. In other words, you start off by deciding what you want to do with your RE/MAX career, and then going from there to how much money do I need to make, you know, to finance the lifestyle that my spouse has become accustomed to, the way I look at it. And then, so how much money do I need to make? And then you broaden that into what do I have to be doing? What are my activities and strategies? And then who's going to be doing it? Do I have people that I can bring in part-time? Do I have a team? That kind of thing, and developing some performance standards. So from an operational side of the business, you know, you start with, as a new agent, you'll be doing 90% of your business is prospecting. And as you get more developed in your career, you're going to be doing more marketing. But from there, you're going to generate leads. All your prospecting is generate leads. That's where First IO comes in. It narrows that funnel and directs leads to you from your database. Then you're going to convert that lead by going out and doing a presentation. And you need to know what to cover in your presentation. And then you're going to service those leads. That's where Booge comes in. And it helps you, you know, client care, develop that business, service your leads. Your business. And Booge is going to, you know, your CRM is going to, but here's what I'm going to be doing every time I get a customer. And then on to marketing, and it goes in a bit of a circle. So RE/MAX, we have a business plan. This is available to you. It's online. It's in Max Center. It's all interactive. You can go in there, put all your personal expenses, put all your business expenses in, and it's going to create a financial model, how many transactions you need to make, and then where are your sources of business coming from. So that's available to you as an agent online. And also, here's just some of the courses that RE/MAX has as part of the Momentum program. We have lead generation programs, we have lead conversion programs, and then also programs on how to leverage your business, courses on how to build a team, that kind of thing as your career moves to the next level. So in RE/MAX University, and I highly recommend you go into RE/MAX University, take a look at all the different videos and information that's available. There's a new to the business, so if you're brand new to the industry, training program. And in there, you're going to find testimonials. You're going to find videos from agents talking about how they do different aspects of the business. You're going to have checklists. You know, here's your open house checklist. Here's from working with the buyer checklist. Here's my qualification checklist. So all kinds of checklists and videos and information. It takes about 10 to 12 hours to go through the course. And again, do this on whenever you have the time, because it's online for you. Coaching through RE/MAX University. You name the coach. There's all kinds of webinars that are available to you. You can see from the picture there some of the top coaches in the industry. Because they're training the top agents in the industry, and we like to work with them. So, and then finally, a new addition. Well, this is not that new, but Noel Nissen is our trainer. He is a senior professional development consultant. He works with different offices. He used to be on the road, but now he's doing it online and interactive. And Noel is a full-time going out there training agents on how to develop their business and nurture their business. So I just want to share those thoughts. I'm going to pass this over to Jeff, but the key thing is, as you launch your business, focus in on 2 or 3 elements of your business. I mean, there's so much. I mean, you look at RE/MAX, there's a massive amount of information. Focus in on different elements and get those started off. And my advice to you is to make sure that the database is absolutely one of the first things that you do. So thank you for sticking with me through this session. And now I'm going to pass the podium over to Mr. Jeff Racz. Jeff?
Thank you very much. All right. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for taking the time to sign in for our 60 Minutes with RE/MAX session for today. My name is Jeff Racz. I'm the Senior Web Services Technician for RE/MAX in Western Canada. My time is kind of split between providing support to our membership and also assisting with both developing features and providing training on the platforms that we offer. Our department is really here to assist our RE/MAX agents and offices with any issues they might experience or with any questions they might have about technology-related items. I'll include our contact information towards the end of my session for anybody who would like to reach out to our team. Today, I'm going to be going over some of the technology tools that we provide to our membership here in Western Canada. This includes platforms such as MAX Center, Design Center, LEADSTREET, and RE/MAX.ca. We'll also be going over how leads are generated and passed through to agents in our region, and we'll give you a bit of a sneak peek of what's being rolled out over the next while to our membership. I'd like to start by talking about our weekly webinars that we offer every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. The 3 recurring topics we have for webinars include learning LEADSTREET, customizing the RE/MAX website, and using Design Center. You can watch these live on Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, or watch recordings of previous sessions from the recorded video section of our Region Update website. We'll occasionally also bring in guest speakers for special vendor webinars. The most recent of these have been speakers from Rank My Agent and the ProTech app. You can find the schedule for upcoming webinars on our Region Update website at the remax-western.ca website. I've included the actual specific link here where you find a list of all upcoming events, including our webinars. So remax-western.ca/blog and then /events is the actual specific page where you'll find all the upcoming events that we have coming. So on to MAX Center now. MAX Center is our portal for accessing most things RE/MAX. You can access it by visiting www.remax.net in your web browser. If you're unsure of what your username or password is for MAX Center, you can try using the Forgot Password function, which is available on the sign-in page. You can also email techsupport@remax.ca or product support@remax.com for assistance with any issues you might experience with signing into MAX Center. Once you're signed into MAX Center, we would then have access to the Design Center platform. And actually, I'm just showing a screenshot of where you actually find that once you're logged into MAX Center. Using Design Center, you can create a variety of different marketing materials, including brochures, flyers, social media posts, videos, and even single-page property websites. When correctly set up, agents will even receive an automation package of marketing materials for any new listings that they have with their local board. This is actually expanded upon recently to include automation packages for commercial listings as well, which includes commercial branded print and digital map materials. This is all done at no additional cost to our membership. I'd like to now show you a short video explaining some of the features of Design Center automation.
You have a huge to-do list when it comes to running your business, winning clients, marketing, negotiating, and so much more. Ready to save some time and check marketing your listings off that list without lifting a finger? With Design Center Automation, all of your listing marketing materials are automatically created and delivered to you right when you need them. You'll receive a fresh set of materials for every event until your listing is sold, making you look like a marketing genius. That means unprecedented freedom to focus on your clients and win the next big listing. Let's say you've won a new listing and entered it into the MLS. The next morning, you wake up to an email with a full marketing package for your listing. The package includes a single property website, social media post, Facebook boosted ad, flyer, jumbo postcard, e-postcard, virtual tour, and video. Before you've had your first cup of coffee, you've sent the flyer and postcard off to your preferred printer, posted the listing on your Facebook page, and emailed your contact database. Just imagine how excited your seller will be that you've already started marketing their property. The next day, you schedule an open house. Soon, you receive another marketing package with social media posts, an e-card, and a postcard to promote the open house. Thanks to the marketing, tons of people show up at the open house, creating the potential for new clients. Need to drop the price? We've got you covered there too. Once you input the new price, you'll receive a fresh set of marketing materials to generate new interest in the property. Plus, the price is automatically updated in all your original, just listed materials, so your marketing is never out of sync with your listing. Now you've arrived at the best part. Like the superstar you are, you've helped your client get a fantastic offer and navigate the closing process. You sold the house. To promote your success and encourage future referrals, you'll receive a final marketing package with a postcard, e-postcard, and social media posts that you can share with your network. At any point in the process, you have the power to edit the marketing materials inside the RE/MAX Design Center and add your own personal touch. Through the power of Design Center Automation, RE/MAX is thrilled to provide you with an effective, simple way to market your properties, promote your brand, and build repeat business.
All right, so that's a little bit about Design Center Automation. Keep in mind, however, that there are other features in Design Center beyond just automation, and you can learn about some of these features by signing up for a Design Center webinar on June 17th. So now we'll talk a little bit about our main platform, LEADSTREET. This is primarily used for lead routing, but also includes a website, CRM, profile management, and email functionality. We encourage anybody who's attending this webinar to also sign up for our Learning LEADSTREET webinar, which will be happening 3 Wednesdays from now on June 24th. We also have a Customize Your RE/MAX website webinar scheduled for this Wednesday, which takes you through the process of setting up and customizing your agent website in LEADSTREET as well. As I mentioned, these occur Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, every Wednesday. In terms of leads that agents received through LEADSTREET, there were over 70,000 leads passed to RE/MAX agents in Western Canada in 2019. The majority of these leads would have been generated on remax.ca, but a portion of these were also sent from websites such as RE/MAX Global, agent and office websites, and from homes.com. A small portion of these would also have been sent through the Ask RE/MAX app, which was decommissioned at the end of April 2019. Speaking of leads, remax.ca is where over 70% of the total leads that are passed to agents are generated from. We invest highly in building and maintaining the remax.ca website. We like to refer to it as the 800-pound gorilla of real estate websites. We work closely with a search engine optimization company to ensure that the site is built to maximize traffic, which in turn maximizes the number of leads to our membership. Remax.ca does include a built-in luxury experience as well, which can be found at www.theremaxcollection.ca. This is a specific section of the site which includes listings from across Canada, which are targeted at a luxury home buyer. The price threshold for RE/MAX collection listings in Western Canada are set both at the city and provincial level, and documentation for this threshold is available by emailing memberservices@remax.ca. For the commercial portion of our membership, remax.ca does also include a commercial branded section, which, as you can see, includes no RE/MAX bulletin. Listings that feed into this section of the site will be imported through existing listing feeds when available, or commercial agents also have the option to manually enter their listings directly from within LEADSTREET if they're not a member of the local board. The commercial experience for remax.ca can be found by visiting www.remax.ca www.remaxcommercial.ca. All portions of remax.ca were built to be extremely mobile friendly by using mobile responsive design. This causes it to work just as well on a mobile phone as it does on standard laptop or desktop computers. We've actually crossed a threshold over the last few years and are now finding that over half of all traffic of the site is from mobile devices. One feature that's been added somewhat recently to remax.ca for areas across Canada is the Home Value Estimator tool. I'd like to now show you a short video about this tool. All right, so here's a stat for you from Consumer Reports. Over 95% of consumers now use the internet for their home searches. This is actually a stat from a few years ago, which means that the stat is now likely closer to 98 or 99%. For this reason, we place a high importance in building and maintaining sites such as the national remax.ca website. Here's another stat for you. Around 92% of consumers have reported that the amount of time that it takes for an agent to respond is very important to them. We make every effort to ensure that leads are passed through as quickly as possible from the RE/MAX websites to agents in our region. Once the lead's been passed through, however, we no longer have any visibility on how quickly an agent responds to that inquiry. One thing that we do have visibility on is how quickly an agent accepts or declines a lead offer. Depending on what an office is set for lead acceptance time, agents have a specific time limit for how long a lead will be offered to them. They accept a lead within the time. The consumer information for the lead is then passed through to them. If they decline it, the lead is offered to another agent in their office. If they do neither within the allotted time, the lead then expires from their account and is offered to the next agent in the lead offer pool. If an agent lets too many leads expire in a row, they can actually have their lead acceptance disabled altogether. At that point, they would then need to re-enable their lead acceptance from within their account or by requesting that it be enabled by their broker. The reason we added this disabled lead acceptance feature to LEADSTREET is a number of years ago because a large percentage of leads were simply not being responded to. We're really just trying to make sure that all inquiries that come in are responded to in a timely manner. As you can see here, the average consumer is hoping for a response within 20 minutes. And when they ask a question, to be fair, it's more of a general consumer report stat. But the point is, the quicker you're able to get back to somebody, the more likely they are to use you for their real estate needs. One way that agents can make certain they receive their LEADSTREET leads is by adding these 2 email addresses to their safe sender list with whatever email provider they use. Another term for this is whitelisting the address. This process does differ slightly from one provider to the next, but you should be able to find instructions for doing this with your particular email provider by doing a Google search of that search term. So, for those of you which have been with RE/MAX for a while, you likely recognize this email. This is a standard lead offer email. Lead offers would tend to be generated on remax.ca on non-RE/MAX listings for any areas where there's listing reciprocity. These would come through as an offered lead when a consumer is new to the website and has not been associated in any way to any specific RE/MAX agent. The other main type of lead would be an assigned lead. These leads would have no option to accept or decline and will be sent directly to specific agents based on the requests coming from their listings, from their own profile page, or from their previous clients. The other way that a lead can be assigned is if the consumer has used the favorite an agent feature on remax.ca. This feature was added as a way to give consumers the choice in who they would like to deal with for any of their real estate inquiries. Just to reiterate, with remax.ca, the listing agent receives inquiries on their own listings from any new client. A favorited agent will always receive leads from clients who have been signed up and enabled the favorite an agent feature on remax.ca. And leads from a new client will be randomly offered to agents in an office using a round-robin style pool. The real power of being an agent with RE/MAX is shown in this graphic. We see a number of RE/MAX agents using this particular infographic in their listing presentations. As you can see, when a listing is added with your local MLS, it of course goes to realtor.ca and to your own website. It's also imported into LEADSTREET, which makes it available to your agent and office LEADSTREET website. From there, they're pushed out to Design Center for listing automation. They're sent out to remax.ca, remaxcommercial.ca, the remaxcollection.ca, global.remax.com, and homes.com. The sites that they will display on depends on the type of listing they are, whether they're commercial versus residential, and the price, so whether they're luxury versus non-luxury. So now I'd like to talk a little bit about something that I'm also responsible for at the regional office here. This is a screenshot of the technology report, which is released each month to our region. This includes lots of stats for traffic to remax.ca and information about number of leads and areas that they're generated from. This report is sent initially to brokers in Western Canada, but are then sent out to the rest of the membership, typically within about a week of being sent out to the brokers. It includes the infographic that you see here and a spreadsheet which gives you much more details regarding the included stats. This report can be found again on our region update website at www.remax-western.ca. Keep in mind, however, that this report is held behind a password and only agents with Max Center access will be able to download and review this report. So I've included our website address where you can find that report. So switching gears now to agent reviews. We've negotiated an agreement with the Rank My Agent provider, which gives RE/MAX agents a preferred rate when they sign up for the premium service. This allows agents to gather accurate real estate reviews from their previous clients. Reviews are all vetted and are required to be based on actual transactions. This means that a review can't be submitted without them being linked to a specific transaction. With a trend towards reviews in all service industries, we're trying to ensure that consumers are able to find the best agents based on accurate real estate-centric reviews by past clients. Rank My Agent reviews do also place well in Google searches and have integrated the reviews into both LEADSTREET and into the national remax.ca website. As a RE/MAX agent, you can sign up for a premium account with Rank My Agent for 20% less than any of our competitors would be charged. So Derek talked a little bit earlier about Booge as a CRM. Well, it is an advanced CRM. Booge is also being built as a replacement for our current LEADSTREET platform and is planned to be released towards the end of this year. When released in a full version to Western Canada, it will take over the job of routing leads for our region. It will also include highly customizable websites for our agents in office. Booge is available right now in a beta version in Max Center for agents to test out. We hope that anybody that goes in and tests it can actually submit their suggestions or submit any issues that they might come across using the little question mark in the bottom right corner of the screen. Another tool that has been released somewhat recently to Western Canada is the Photify app. This shares some similarities with Design Center, but allows for much higher level customizability when creating marketing materials. The other key feature is that this is built in the form of an app, which makes it much easier to create marketing material while on the go. I've included a link on your screen for anybody who would like to sign up for the valuable marketing tool. Photify is available to agents at a cost of $4 US per month and has recently been updated to include a catalog of Canadian content. This catalog will be updated over time as new content is developed for both the US and Canada. The last tool that I'll mention for today should be released later on this year for Western Canada. Megaphone is being built for targeted digital marketing. This will make it extremely easy for agents to create web ads that are targeted at specific areas for demographics so you can get the best bang for your marketing buck. It will offer a simple 5-step wizard for posting ads, which will then be broadcasted to relevant areas and websites that match the chosen criteria. So that kind of concludes my presentation for the day. As promised, here's the contact information for our support department here at the RE/MAX Western Canada head office. In my department are my manager, Peter Speck, our primary support technician, Tristan Taylor, and me, Jeff Racz. We're here to assist with any technical issues or training. If you have any questions, please feel free to call our department at 1-800-563-3622, or you can also email us at techsupport@remax.ca. Thank you so much for attending today's session. We hope that you found it useful and are here to assist with any questions you might have. I also look forward to seeing you at an upcoming webinar Wednesday session. So join us next Monday, June 15th, when Wade Patterson will be joining by 2 top producers, and we'll answer questions growing your business. So thanks, everybody. Have a great day.